What? Hi, you guys. My camera just started by itself. I was like, what is happening? The music stopped and it just started. So, I was getting ready to I wasn't sure. I wanted to do a podcast, but I kind of felt like they wanted me to be on camera. So I'm going to zoom you in. Can't zoom in or out in this mode. Okay. So here is our remodel. We're still in the middle of it, but look at this was a couch, a kitchen, a bathroom, and we've taken most of it out. We got to get this metal box out. But once we get the metal box out, we have to take out some of the walls and the ceiling. But I don't think we're going to do that this year. I feel like I'm going to end up because I treated all the mold and water damage and everything, but I got to go back in up there with a scraper. And we were just so fucking tired. We did so much this week. So anyway, but I'm really excited. And Alder came in today and he's like, oh, wow, it feels like a studio. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly kind of what I wanted, you know? So he's going to knock this, I don't know, where's my finger? So this black pipe in this area, that was from the bathroom. And so our next thing is we're getting the box out. We're knocking the rest of those cabinets out and that built-in bed. It's like it'd be cool if it was a captain's bed and had a drawer underneath it, but it doesn't. It has storage underneath that you can get to from the outside, and Alder's been using it, for his big tools and stuff like that he doesn't want to drag around. And I haven't slept there since Bubba got sick, and that was, well, I should say I haven't slept there since I think October of last year, so almost a year. As you can see, I'm right here. And so this is my, hold on, I had it nice and made, but I was doing stuff. Okay, so this is where I sleep, right? And there's the front door, and then right behind this area is where I do my readings. And right now the refrigerator, this is on top of the refrigerator, and all my stuff is here. But what we're gonna do this coming week is he's gonna get that box out of here, I think, or he's gonna at least try. He's gonna work on that, and that's where we're gonna put the wood stove. We already got it. It's super cute. It's vintage. It's so rad. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna it's interesting because I was getting ready and then I just got this vibe to bring you guys in with me. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm going to pause this oh no, you can't see anything. So you'll see me, but I'm still going to pause it. So it kind of sucks that they won't let me zoom in this feature because I was going to come over and do some dishes. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Hi. But anyway, so it's going to be really cute. It's going to be really cozy. I may have to, once I do some scraping on the walls and the ceiling, since we're not going to do it till next year, I think what I'll do is I'll just treat the wood, and then I'll put, I actually have this really cool contact paper that I got from a long time ago, and I was thinking I might put that on there, or some fabrics. We'll just see what happens. I've done that before when we were remodeling Big Camper. So, I just said, is this cool? Because I literally, I'm like, hey, you guys are so far away. You know what? Maybe I'm supposed to bring you closer. Maybe that's the whole point. But I did want to show you. I know a lot of you have been following us, through this, and you've been, part of our lives. You've been part of our adventure for many, many years. You guys remember Big Camper? So it's now we've got this, and it's so much better. I mean, it's so much bigger. So, what can you see? Okay, so yeah, so here's the bathroom. You know what? I'll give you a tour later because I was like, well, I can walk them through right now. But we actually turned the shower into the bathroom, which is really rad. I don't know where I'm going to put this. Right here. So you can just kind of see me. Oh, that's cool. Hi. And actually, the fridge is awesome because it's super clean. The anomaly of this is it was really clean in some ways, but it sat for so long, and it's in the Pacific Northwest. So, some areas are fine, and the subfloor looks like it was just put in yesterday, even though it was 40 years ago. And then some areas, obviously around the bathroom, It's a two-sided bathroom. It had the toilet and a sink on this side, and then next to the closet there is the shower. You can kind of see it. So I put in this cool little composting toilet in there, which is nice, you know. So it's actually been interesting. The only thing that's been a little frustrating is because I haven't got the right stuff for the compost yet. I'm just using the bucket that it came with, and I have to dump it every day and clean it with vinegar and everything because I don't want it to get gross. You know, the whole point is I want to get a compost bag and like put dirt and stuff in there so I don't have to dump it every day. Right now it's fine because it's summer, but you know, in the winter and like when it's rainy, I'm not going to fucking want to do that. That's just not going to happen. So something's got to change. But it's kind of cool because we're doing this during the summer and it's giving me like a whole different like viewpoint and vantage point on basically, you know, this place. I mean, I remember the first time we walked in here, I was like, nope, I walked right out. I was like, nope. And it's so funny because now after, you know, we did all this, I said, I actually am really starting to like it. So I'm excited to see where it's going to go. And I said to Spirit the other day, I'm like, there's no way you're having me keep this and do this if I'm not going to actually do something with it. So I get the vibe that when we finally get our land or whatever and we like have our house, I have a feeling that we are going to have this as a guest house on our property. Because truthfully, the engine, it has such low mileages. It has such low mileage for 40 years old, you know? And the tires are still in pretty good shape. But they have just been like sitting, you know, in the sun and then the winter and you know what I mean? So, and nobody rotating the tires or, you know, that kind of thing or like, you know, rotating like, it's just that same area. So when we drive it, it feels really good, but you know, there's no way to say. So I was saying to him, I feel like this is going to be a really interesting kind of experiment to like see like where this is going to go. And in one of his dreams, it's kind of funny because a lot of people don't realize, like, you know, we have dreams, you know, everybody has a dream. What's your dream? Right. And one of his dreams was to do exactly what we're doing. Like literally, like he wanted to find like a cool old trailer or motorhome that had like good bones, good skin, like that kind of thing. Because some of these older ones, it's interesting. Some of them were built really well and some of them weren't. I mean, obviously, you know, no one really thought, 40 years ago someone would turn this into a house, you know what I mean? Like people use them for leisure. It was not to be part of, you know, it was never for a permanent home, you know. So I mean, when we were tearing the walls out, we were laughing our asses off because it's fucking styrofoam. There's like styrofoam in between the walls. Styrofoam, like a styrofoam cooler. That was what's in between. That was what sorry, I used too much soap. That's what was in between. Oh, the water's running low. Shit. That's what was running in between these walls. Or was, yeah, anyway. So that was like really funny. But, you know, like I said, it's got good bones. And I think it's going to end up being like a guest house. I think I'm going to have to switch this. My hands are so kind of soapy. I'm like, come on! I have one pot and one. Hold on, I have to put this outside. I made homemade popcorn yesterday with coconut sugar, and I don't want this in the house. It's got water left in it. I do not want this in the house. We're having enough issues with sugar ants. I'm like, I don't need to invite them in. But anyway, long story short, Alder, his dream, literally, was to take something like this, buy property, and build a house on it. Like, make it like a cool, funky, like, one-of-a-kind, weird little house with, like, a bunch of reclaimed material. That's, like, he's always wanted to do that. So I said, I'm like, dude, that's basically what's happening right now. So, you know, be careful what you wish for, which is kind of what led me to do this whole thing. But since I wasn't prepared and all that, I just wanted to show you. And I know a lot of you guys are interested, but it's our house. You know, I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's nothing to write home about. And right now it's a little hard for me because I can't really I have my painting like hanging there, but obviously it's like hanging in front of the window. But I'm like, I need something. I need some art because I had to pack everything away. You know, I didn't want things to get all fucked up. So in real time today, it's July 19th, Saturday. Tomorrow is episode 11 of Sacred Sunday. And if you haven't checked out Sacred Sunday, it's really fun. We go live every Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time. And it's really cool. And Anna had said, she had commented and said that, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, but just that she thought it was really important what we're doing and that, you know, we're sharing our energy and, you know, we're like raising the vibration. So it's interesting because I feel like all those years ago when I did Soulful Sunday live, I you know, I always kind of felt like it was gonna be something else. I just didn't know what. And then when I saw, like, that was in the early stages of my channel. And then when I saw other readers who were like doing readings live, I was like, oh, I wonder if like I'll do that, you know? So I think that's all I'm gonna do right now. So in the last week, so much has happened, and obviously, you know, it would take me so long. Sorry, I'll bring it over here. It would take me so long to tell you guys everything. But I do want to tell you a little bit. Oh, hold on. Let me rinse my hands again and put some lotion on. So welcome to my home with grace and gratitude. You're welcome to be here. Oh, by the way, I mean, they've got little rips in them, but I'm gonna patch them up. But I was like, I want some new bedding. I'm like, I really want some new bedding. And I shit you not, Spirit's like, you know, go on Craigslist. Like, it was even in another county. Like, it's like, you know, about 40 minutes from here. And I look, and some lady had just posted that she was getting rid of a bunch of bedding. She had pictures of everything, and it was beautiful, fucking beautiful. The duvet cover was like the prettiest tomato red I've ever seen, and it had like this really gorgeous floral pattern on it. And I laughed so hard because I remember my mom, like, everything was florals, like around this age, you know. I remember being younger and being like, Mom, like, what is up with you and like the fucking flowers, man? Like, they're like, I'm like, you're going granny on me? Like, I was like teasing her, you know. And she's like, trust me, when you get to my age, she's like, you'll see, you'll change. And I'm like, no, Mom, that's not me at all. I'm like, I will never, you know. Cut to, now I'm 53, and everything she gave me was either gingham, which is not really me either, or floral. But when we got to the house, I was like, holy shit. Like, it was a really, really, really nice house on the water. And she was so beautiful, and she had so much angel in her. I wanted to talk to her. Like, I just like automatically like went like that to her and like bowed to her. I was like, thank you so much. She's like, oh, you're most welcome. Like, it was just so nice. She was so beautiful. And she was like breathtakingly beautiful too. Like, you know, it's like, even though she had money, it's like she had a really good soul in her heart. They had a flag, like an American flag, but they also had a peace sign. So I thought that was cute. But anyway, I digress. So I get all of this stuff from her, and she had it in a laundry basket. And my laundry basket, I mean, it's been limping along for years. It's just, I mean, it was ridiculous that I'd even use it anymore, you know. But she had a laundry basket, and she said, I said, do you want me to take it out of the basket? She goes, oh no. She's like, is it okay? Do you want to take the basket? And I was like, are you sure? She's like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And I mean, it wasn't like, you know, a fancy one, but it was still like a nice plastic like laundry basket. And I was like, oh, I'm like, thank you. And when I got home and I started going through everything and touching it, I was like, oh my God. It's like, you could probably tell by like even looking at it, it feels like cashmere. It's such expensive cotton. Everything is Ralph Lauren from Italy, like real Ralph Lauren. You know what I mean? Not Ralph Lauren and fucking Marshalls, you know, like in their extended line. No, this is like, she probably gave me, I'm not exaggerating, she probably gave me about $1,000 or more worth of bedding. And it's so beautiful. I mean, I can't wait. So it's like right now it sucks, But I'm like, that's okay. I'm like, I only washed a few things because I was like, oh, they're so cute. And this one had rips in it, and I didn't like my other ones. And I was like, oh, I'll just use this. And I'm like, when it rips, I'll put a patch on it. I'm like, it's fine. But it's just so cute and so beautiful, and the fabrics are so nice. So, I don't know if have something like that where you live, Craigslist or some type of, offer up or things like that. But, very wealthy people really like to give, and they like to give. I hear this all the time because I'll ask them sometimes, how come you didn't bring them to Goodwill? Or they'll say it's on here until, whatever, and then it's going to Goodwill. We don't really, where I live up here, I mean, there's some local thrift stores, but for the most part, they're like, it's Goodwill. You know what I mean? There's not, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to give to Goodwill. They want to give, to people like myself. So anyway, so always look for that kind of stuff. I mean, I look around here and there's so many things in here. I either got free or I got like really inexpensive, and it's like spirit brings me to these people. Like they'll tell me, go look right now, and I'll go look. And like I said, it was like posted. No one even asked about it. You know what I mean? Where to me, I'm like, how can you not? And she was so cute. She's like, and some of my homemade pillowcases, but if you don't want them. And the interesting thing is the homemade pillowcases, I think this might have been one of them. I don't remember now. I cut all the tags off everything. So I don't like tags on my bedding. But I just remember that they were beautiful. There's just so much. I mean, there's enough to put on my day bed, like couch, and our queen size bed for, extras too. So it's so nice. And she made a laundry bag, which is really nice. So, I mean, I just feel so blessed. And it's the little things like that I feel like they're trying to show us to look at and look for. But with everything that's happening right now, I feel like I want to share with you something really personal that happened to me. And I wasn't going to, but I was having a moment with spirit, and while I was doing the dishes, that's why this even came about. Sorry, it's like spaghetti straps and they're like falling down. And like, you're going to watch me stretch right now, stretch. But something really major came through, and then I realized, yeah, I kind of wanted to do this anyway. I almost did it yesterday, but I was really tired. I will put a link in the description box, but please take an hour out of your time and watch this really powerful. It's a documentary on a very famous astrologer, this French astrologer. I never heard of him or saw his name until this, but I mean, obviously they made a documentary with him, so he must be the real deal. The interesting thing is it's from 2021. So I think you guys might find it very interesting. But he talks about astrology, and he talks about like how important it is, and how basically like it's the beginning of science, basically, and how scientists are becoming more open, to astrologers, and so I almost fell off. My back is starting to hurt out of nowhere. That's so weird. Could be one of you. One of you guys having back problems? How's everyone doing, by the way? I know a lot of people have been having like physical stuff happening with them. And also, we're in Mercury Retrograde, so remember to take it easy and take it slow. It's a very interesting and auspicious time. So this, as of now, I think there's 5. I think there's 5 in retrograde, or there's 4. And then because Chiron's going retrograde at the end of the month as well. So there's a lot of things that are going to be happening, or that are happening right now, and then they're just going to speed up. So I wanted to talk to you guys now because we're at the end of the Cancer season. We're just a few days from Leo coming in, and then we're going to have the new moon in Leo like 2 days right after that, and then we have the Lionsgate portal opening up on the 26th. So it's kind of like, we've got Leo coming in on the 22nd, the new moon in Leo on the 24th, and then we've got the Lionsgate portal on the 26th. So it's like kind of skipping. So keep that in mind, keep that energy in mind, and don't forget that we're also going to be going into new moon. So, right now, as I'm doing this video, we're in the 8th phase of the moon. We're in the rest and restore energy as we're gearing up for the next moon cycle. And I really love this this whole time of the year, no matter what hemisphere you're in, whether it's summer or winter. I really love Cancer and Leo energy. And I've said this before, I think it's because my moon is in Scorpio, it's water, and I'm a triple Sag fire. So the water energy of Cancer going into the Leo is really powerful. And also my third decan is in Leo. So it's like, you know, it's really powerful. And I am getting this really strong feeling that all of us are just on an upswing. And there are some people that have been coming to me. It's been really, really hard because I don't want to judge anything or anyone. Like, everybody's exactly where they're supposed to be. And you know, I believe that. Like, I really firmly believe that. I feel like I'm meant to sit back. I firmly believe that. But at the same time, I feel like some people are in a place where they want people to do the work for them, you know, instead of like doing it themselves. And now people are realizing, like, you can't buy spirituality. Like, you can't buy, it's so hard to explain. It's like, I know I joke about the yoga pants, but it's very real right now. So if you're struggling in any way or you're still miserable, it's because it's your own doing. Like, it's literally like there's no other way for you to get. Actually, you know what? I just had an idea. I'm like, I can switch you guys over here because I'm right here. I'm like, I can kind of lean in. That's nice. Yeah, spirit. Yeah. Hold on. That's better. Let me get my water. I'm just getting this really strong feeling that as long as you stay in the fifth dimensional energy, you're going to be fine. And there's going to be things that are going to happen because you're still most likely dealing with people who are in the third dimensional energy, like myself. I had a talk with Alder about that. I said, you know, I really want to get more done. Like, I want to take a break. Like, I get it. Like, it was a big fucking week for us. We got so much done. I did, like, I don't know how many loads of laundry. Like, seriously, I was at the laundromat for like an entire day. But I had such a great time and I met all these really magical people. And so it's all good. But what I'm noticing is that some people are waiting for some like portal, you know, like they're like waiting for something to happen when it's like, it's not going to happen like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's already here. It's happening. It's like, if things aren't going well, it's because of where you are. And so if you're feeling uncomfortable, Spirit's like, well, you either need to sit with the uncomfortable energy as you work through your shadow, and that's fine. That's where you're supposed to be. Or you get so sick of it that you won't, you know. And I don't know about you, but like, that's what kind of happened with this. I said, I'll tell you what, I said, we've put this off for over a year. And I said to him, I was like, but Mercury is going retrograde. And I said, I don't want to, it's such a weird angle. I don't know how to sit. But like right now I'm like, everything's so, I don't know where to put things. It's okay. But I said, this needs to get done before. I'm like, if Mercury's going retrograde, this was like a week ago, last weekend. I was like, we've got to get it done this week. Or maybe it was the week before, but I was just like, we've got to get it done because I said, once it goes retrograde, you know, I'm like, you've got 3 weeks of that. And then we have the shadow coming out of it. And I was like, and then we have all these other planets and, you know, look in your chart too and kind of see like these planets and like where they sit and like all that kind of stuff's really important too. But yeah, I mean, thankfully he was really in tune and connected and he's like, no, let's do it. Let's get it done. I'm like, cool. So we both feel so good and we feel so proud, you know, there's nothing wrong with feeling proud of yourself. I was like, I kept saying, I'm like, I'm really proud of us. I'm like, we did it. Like, we finally, like, we've been talking about doing this, you know, we moved into this 3 years ago. It was actually really weird because, it's like been almost like, I think this weekend, no, or maybe next week, it'll be exactly 3 years because we moved out of Sarah's, we moved off the farm on June 28th and it was the new moon in Cancer. I remember that. And then we moved into this on the new moon in Leo. So it's like I'm just a few days away from us having this for almost 3 years. But when I look back and see all the things we've done, all the places we've been, all the things we've been through, and then also, have you guys checked out? If you haven't, if Spirit calls me to, I'll put a link below. But go check out in the readings. Spirit had me post these readings that I did years ago. That was for a 3-year forecast, and now we're at the last leg of that. And so it's been really fucking fascinating. I didn't watch all of them, but I watched a little of them when I was editing and putting them back out, and it was so interesting. I'm like, that's so fucking interesting. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. So watch this documentary from the astrologer guy. Check out these readings. I think you'll find that they have some good medicine in them. And I want to say it was the spearmint one was really driven by the dragons. One of them was like really dragon driven. I felt it, and it was just, yeah, it's just really cool. So they're easy to find because they're under lemon, spearmint, rosemary, and lemon, spearmint, rosemary, clary sage. That's how they're listed. So it's not even on like one video for a pick a reading. They like had me do them separate videos. That's when I was doing separate videos, you guys remember? So it's really cool, and things are coming together, and I have a very strong feeling that this Leo season is gonna like just pump us up, man. I feel like it's gonna, that and the Lionsgate portal is gonna, I feel like everything's gonna change. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like for the spiritual people and the people who are in the fifth dimensional energy and are aware and awake, I feel like it's just going to be super magical. The other thing too is a lot of the planets that are in retrograde, like these big leaders, like holy shit, man, like fucking, I don't remember which video I put it on, but I told you guys, I'm like, I had a moment where I was sitting with Spirit, and I shit you not, it was like Kali Ma and Karma came up like on either side of me, like kind of like leaning their shoulder, like, you know, like Kali was like, I was fucking made for this shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy I got from her, right? And Karma was like, yep. It was almost like the little devil and the little angel on the shoulder, because Kali Ma, you know, like she doesn't fucking play. So, I mean, Karma doesn't either, you know, but yeah, so it's just let this shit play out, man. It's going to be so fucking crazy. I was like, maybe I can look at this.